right, breaking news. Starting off with the WW3 update. Before we start, we gotta give all praise. I'm gonna go to the Most High God Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay. Biden lets Ukraine hit Russia with long-range missiles, a major reversal after North Korea joins the fight. So we see things picking up here, man. I mean, for the longest time, Biden and the USA, NATO, or whoever's involved, they always came and said, hey, we're not going to let them use long-range missiles in the fear of further escalation. But as we see, right before Biden leaves office, he's allowing Ukraine now to hit Russia with those long-range missiles. And Russia has always said, hey, if you go ahead and let Ukraine use these long-range missiles, we're going to escalate. And NATO is not untouchable. You know what I'm saying? We're going to draw everybody in. Okay? Let's read this article here. And this was today. This is breaking news. President Joe Biden authorized Ukraine to use U.S. supplied long-range missiles inside Russia for the first time Sunday, according to multiple reports, an escalation of U.S. involvement in the conflict in response to North Korea troops being sent to aid Russia. All right, Biden signed off on the use of the Army Tactical Missile System. I think it's called ATACMS, which has a range of about 190 miles, as Russia is planning a large-scale attack in the Kursk region of western Russia in hopes of reclaiming the territory. Ukraine seized there in August, according to the Washington Post. The missiles are initially expected to be deployed to help Ukraine fight off Russian forces in Kursk, but Biden could eventually authorize their use outside of the region. And of course, that's the main point. Okay, now I got this map pulled up here to show you the actual range of this ATACMS system that they gave authorization in Ukraine, right? So here's the Kursk region right here, man. Okay, now the range of the ATACMS you can see is 300 kilometers, man, which involves all these cities here inside the Russian territory. So this is why Russia is making this a big deal, because I mean, before they always focused on near border attacks and pushing the border a little bit, but now with this attacking with the authorization of these attacking systems, you see, man, all these cities are in range. Okay, all these cities are in range here, man. Okay, as far it says like Moscow is not in range, but we don't know, the extent of the supplies that the U.S. has provided Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? As followers of the Most High God, you know what I'm saying? All we got to do is watch and pray. They say one thing, but of course they're doing other things behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? These reports are public reports. So who knows what's actually going on? Maybe they're just waiting eventually to unleash what they actually have, we're at the end of this thing, at the end of this world, at the end of the society, and Most High God is ramping things up. You could see things happening, right? You see things happening here. Okay, so they're going to gradually escalate this, maybe use the not so effective weapons, and then work their way up eventually, because they're anticipating, of course, a major war, right? And we anticipate that as followers of the Most High God Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. We know that this is going to happen. We know that the Lord is gathering the nations eventually in the Middle East to fight. Okay, and we already see that going on with Israel, with Iran. We got China, Taiwan going on. North Korea is joining the fight. Okay, the Bible talks about Libya and all those other nations joining in the Middle East region. We see it all happening. Okay, let's read a little bit of this article. Joe Biden has authorized Ukraine's use of long-range missiles to strike hundreds of miles inside of Russia for the first time, according to reports. The decision marks a major policy shift and comes after Russia warned that Moscow would see the move to allow the U.S.-made missiles as an escalation. With Biden leaving office in 2 months, President-elect Donald Trump has indicated he will limit American support for Ukraine and pledge the end of the war quickly once he takes office in January. Now, the Bible talks about peace and safety. As soon as they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Okay, we know all these people work together in collusion. We know it's two wings of the same bird. Okay, just give you guys the illusion, or I should say the American public and the world public, the illusion that you have a choice in this matter. Okay, we know that the Satanists of this world want this to happen. Okay, but little do they know that the Most High God is pulling the strings at the end of the day, right? The Ukrainian President Zelensky has campaigned for months to allow Ukraine's military to use U.S. weapons to hit Russian military targets far from its border and retains important allies in both parties to Congress. A national security spokesperson declined to comment when contacted by the company here. Two unnamed senior U.S. officials confirmed the change of policies. Right, so it's happening. It's confirmed. You know what I mean? Like this is happening. It's just breaking news, right? It's only a matter of time. Okay, World War III has already started. I know we don't. It's not breaking news every day. We don't really focus on it, pay attention to all the little changes. But this is a major escalation right before Joe Biden leaves. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be held accountable for this, basically. You see what I'm saying? Trump is going to come in and he's the harbinger. We know, you know what I'm saying? It's like how we ushered in COVID, basically. Brought about that, you know what? Okay? It looks like he's coming at it again. Okay? Like, we know what we're already started. We know the Lord is gathering the nations into the Middle East. Like, there's no coming back from this, right? They're already at war. NATO is already providing weapons. There's no coming back from this, all right? Now, let's see what Russia says is going to happen. Okay, this is from a while ago, but Russia has already explained, like, hey, if you use these weapons, man, if you use these weapons, we're going to hold NATO accountable because it's U.S. NATO weapons that's allowing Ukraine to hit deep inside of Russian territory. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's an escalation. All right, let's go and watch this real quick.
Now to the war, Ukraine and as stop warning from Vladimir Putin, President Biden appears ready to improve Ukraine's use of long-range Western weapons. Putin says Vladimir is in Ukraine. This is quite the veiled threat.
Right, man? So the chief prince is being pushed into a corner. You know what I'm saying? With these, and this video was a while ago. Okay, this article, this report was a while ago. So now that the long range missiles have been authorized, we can expect some other things to be happening. Okay, U.S., NATO, they're providing weapons to support to Ukraine, which is directly affecting the Russian people. So you can expect something along the lines like Russia providing similar weapons to enemies of NATO and enemies of United States. Okay, that could be more weapons to Iran. That could mean what weapons to cartel. That could mean weapons to Cuba. Okay, Venezuela. Right. That could be anything. All right. But all we know and we're watching, we're praying, and that's all we can basically do, man. Watch and pray. Our Messiah told us about these things. The Bible told us about these things, and we're just watching and praying. Okay, I'm not telling you these things, so you can be consumed in fear. Of course, we put our faith and trust in the Most High God, Yahweh, His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, let's move on here. This is the Jerusalem Post, right? Recently, in the last couple of days, right? Israel strike on Iran's Par-Chin facility disrupts key nuclear bomb development capabilities, right? The sophisticated equipment destroyed in the attack was essential for shaping and testing plastic explosives that encased in uranium in a nuclear device. Okay, so Israel, man, just carried out a strike inside, once again, Iranian territory, right? I mean, things are ramping up, man. Okay, Israel, the land of Israel, Iran, those are the key players that you need to be looking for. Those are the ones who you really need to pay attention to. And you can see is tit for tat, back and forth. Iran shot, hundreds of missiles into Israel, and now they're retaliating by attacking their nuclear facility. And if I remember correctly, them doing this is a major escalation. Same thing like happened in Russia, because that was always the one part that was off the table. Hey, just don't attack the nuclear facilities. But hey, you see them attacking it, right? Here we go. The equipment was previously used by Iran before it froze its military nuclear program in 2003. Over the past year, Iran has resumed research related to nuclear weapons, according to the American and Israel officials. Okay. They believe that Israeli or American intelligence will likely detect any attempt by Iran to build such machinery. This equipment is a bottleneck. The Iranians are stuck without it, one of them stated, right? The facility complex was used before 2003 for testing explosives necessary for a nuclear device. This activity was halted when Iran suspended its nuclear program. All right. American and Israeli officials report that Iran resumed scientific activities in the past year that could serve as a basis for developing nuclear weapons. Although these could not be presented as civilian research, they can, and basically they're given the justification of why they attacked the facility. They conducted scientific work that could lay the groundwork for nuclear weapon production. It is highly secretive, known only to a small part of the Iranian government, American officials said. All right, so they attacked Iranian nuclear facility. So now we're basically expecting some type of retaliation in like manner, right? That's what they're going to do. All right. To avoid sparking a war over that, Iran, U.S. President Joe Biden requested that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not target Iranian nuclear sites. Right. However, this particular facility was not part of Iran's declared nuclear program. Tehran could not acknowledge its existence or the damage incurred without admitting to violating the nuclear proliferation treaty, right? So it's basically they both stuck in the corner, right? Iran said, "Hey, don't attack our nuclear facility sites," right? But at the same time, this is a secret nuclear facility site, so technically they can't really acknowledge the existence of it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they attacked it. But hey, I mean, you see things escalating, man. Who knows what kind of nuclear radioactive materials was blasted into the atmosphere, and that's affecting the people in the nearby regions. Like you're gonna expect some kind of retaliation for this, okay? Like these things are escalating, man. We're watching it happen in real time. It's such a blessing to be alive during this generation, right? We're at the end of this thing, okay? I firmly believe that the Messiah is coming back in this generation, right? We see these things happening. Wars and rumors of wars, okay? We're just missing the famine and the pestilence. And we see, and if you've been paying attention to the news, bird flu, this and that, you know what I'm saying? BG, if you know who that is, we're talking about to expect it about 2025. Like these things are happening, man. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Foreign Minister, let's look at the date of this. This is Saturday, November 16th. Okay. Israel aware of consequences of attacking Iran's nuclear site. Right. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi warns the Israel regime about consequences for launching further aggression against Iran, including the country's nuclear sites. Whenever the Zionist regime takes an action against Iran, we will respond with comparable and proportionate measures, the top diplomat said during a televised interview on Saturday. In fact, they know what will happen if they carry out an attack against our nuclear installations, he added. The officials reminded that the regime has issued a number of threats against Iran's nuclear sites, which Tehran has duly reported to United Nations nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency. Right? Argachi, meanwhile, pointed to the back-to-back regional trips that he made earlier this year, noting that the visits came amid intensified deadly aggression by the regime against various countries and resistance groups in the region. Okay, and we could keep going here, right? I mean, here we go, right here. Iran prepared for whatever scenario. According to Argachi, Iran was, however, completely ready to engage in fresh negotiations that would yield results if the opposite parties were truly willing to lead the talks towards fruition too. We are prepared for various scenarios, whether we reach a point of confrontation or interaction, he said, reminding that Iran had similar announced its readiness for whatever scenario in the face of the Israeli regime. Okay, and these people are locked and loaded, okay? Now, this is a major escalation as well. Okay, not only in Russia and Ukraine, but in Iran. Okay, so you could see the devil's at work, man, on both sides. Okay, with Ukraine getting authorization to use those missiles, and now Israel basically got the authorization to attack those nuclear sites. It's like, okay, before Biden gets out, let's do as much damage as we possibly can. And us watching, now we're like, okay, let's get it. I'm tired of this place anyway. Okay, that's the spirit you gotta be in. We're tired of this place anyway. We don't want to be here another second. Go ahead and bring the nuclear destruction. Okay, we're gonna have faith. We're gonna trust in the Most High God, Yahweh, that He sent His only begotten Son to save us out of here. Right? We want this to happen. That's the spirit you gotta be in. Let it happen. Okay. Now Trump is always gonna talk about, oh, de-escalation. We're gonna figure it out as soon as I take office. But the first day we're gonna figure it out. The Lord's talked about that: peace and safety, and then what? Sudden destruction. He also talk about there's China and Taiwan going on. The U.S. war allegiance to Taiwan. If anything happened, they would protect them. Like, there's so many things happening across the world, man. There's so many things happening. We just gotta watch and pray. I mean, that's basically it for the World War III update, man. Of course, we gotta bring out some scripture before we end this, right? This is Luke 21:36. Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted to worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. That's what we're doing, man. We're watching. Okay, we're watching that today will not take us as a thief in the night. We're seeing, we're itching closer to the end, right? We're watching, we're praying. You gotta pray, man. You gotta pray. Ask for forgiveness, repent, turn back, okay? And trust and have faith, okay, that we'll make it out of here, okay? That's all we gotta do. We see things escalating, okay? Don't be consumed in the fear. Oh, I gotta get ready. I gotta prepare. I gotta flee to this place and that place. There's nothing you can do, man. Wrath is coming upon the entire earth, okay? Like I said before, we're still waiting on the famine. We're still waiting on the pestilence. We see the wars. We see the rumors of wars. The famine and pestilence is on the horizon, okay? Joel 3:2. Alright? I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, that's what this is about. The Lord is putting it into the hearts of these kings, into these rulers, to bring this war to fruition. Alright? World War III is right around the corner and it's going to happen. The Lord speak it, it's going to happen, okay? All for the children of Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted their land. The Lord is bringing this place to the end. The rule and the time of the Gentiles is coming to the end. You got to get on the right ship, get on the right track before that end comes, alright? Zephaniah 38, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I arise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with my fire of my jealousy. The Lord is gathering the nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat for his people Israel to pour upon his wrath, okay? And in the midst of World War III, okay, the Lord is going to break them skies and consume them all, okay, according to the prophecy, all right? The Lord is gathering these people. We see this happen in real time. What a beautiful time to be alive. All praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, via the Holy Spirit, all right? Ending it off in Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. We're still waiting. Okay, we had a little taste during the CV time, right? But that was just a little taste, you know. We're anticipating a more deadly strain to get released this year, next year. We don't know, but it's going to happen, all right? Trust in the Lord, pray, and have faith. The pestilence will not come near your dwelling, right? According to Psalms, right? All these are the beginning of sorrows, okay? So these are things that are going to happen, man. You got to have faith, like I said before. Trust and believe in the Most High God, Yahweh. There's no other way. There's no other escape, all right? Drafts is coming, pestilence is coming, famine is coming. Trust and pray. Don't pay confidence in men, all right? Always trust in the Lord, no matter what. All right, now look, any more updates coming out, I'll try to do my best to, keep those things coming. Okay, once again, all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who will cause Jesus Christ. All right, Shalom.